to part 2 of our free agent frenzy episode. Back to we left off on the Brian Bulaga signing. I think personally, of course, we're a little bit biased, just a tad. I think he's the best right tackle in the league when healthy, and I think not only that, but if David Bakhtiari goes down, our left tackle, I think he's our best option to slide over there. And there's some people out there that don't think he can play left tackle. I mean, I've seen him play left tackle, and he holds his own out there. I mean, is he elite at left tackle? No. But that's why I don't have a problem paying him, I think, what was it, $7 million a year?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem paying Bulaga that $7 million a year as a right tackle, because in a pinch, he can slide over to the left side, and we don't lose a ton of production. I mean, hell, when we drafted him, that's why we drafted him, to be our left tackle of the future.
Yeah.
That's why we did it. So, yeah, I love the Parnell McPhee signing for the Bears, because I think he's extremely overpaid and isn't going to produce. So, I think the Bears are going to stay in that line of mediocrity.
Sounds like a normalcy for the Bears.
It does.
Pay a bunch of money for somebody who's not going to produce.
Look at Jared Allen last year. And Henry Melton. Was it Henry Melton? Didn't he go to the Bears?
I was just referring to the numbnuts that's throwing the ball for them.
Oh, yeah, of course it's Jay Cutler, but that's too easy. Let's try to find some other examples. Alright. Anyways, I know Henry Melton's with the Cowboys now. No, it was Lamar Houston. Yeah, it was Lamar Houston. Yeah, okay. Didn't he like tear his ACL?
Is he the one who did it?
Did the celebration? And after sacking a quarterback, he jumps up. Now, mind you, was it Stephen Tulloch for the Lions?
I think so.
Yeah, Stephen Tulloch a couple weeks prior sacked a guy, jumped up, went and when he landed, he snapped his ACL. Like 4 to 6 weeks later, Lamar Houston sacks somebody, jumps up, and snaps his ACL, doing the same exact thing. But anyways, I mean, come on.
I mean, here's a little side rant. Why all the celebration? You're doing what you get paid millions of dollars to do.
Right. I'm pretty sure the celebration.
Snap your ACL too.
I'm pretty sure the celebration should have been when he got home and saw all the incentives in his contract and was like, yep, oh, I'm about to hit 14 sacks. Here comes the money. But unfortunately for him, he didn't make that. Anyways,
dumbass.
Parnell McPhee was a part-time starter for the Ravens, and just like with Green Bay, I think the Ravens are Green Bay's equivalent in the AFC. If they let a player go, you might want to double-check that player and see why they're letting that player go. Torrey Smith, do you think he's going to have a breakout season in the 49ers? Nope. They traded away Anquan Bolton. What has he done since? He was an all-star Pro Bowler when he was with the Ravens. Since they traded him, what has he done? Could it be the quarterback? Is it the quarterback? Is it a drop-off in his play?
Well,
who knows, because both are sketchy.
You're catching the ball from a better quarterback in Baltimore.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion.
But, same thing with Parnell McPhee, man. They got rid of Haloti Ngata. They traded him to the Lions. Parnell McPhee, man, he was a part-time starter, and they let him walk. I mean, that's just like the Jags picking up that backup right tackle, paying him starter caliber money. Jeremy Parnell or something like that, I think it was. They paid him like $6.25 million a year. He's almost getting Brian Bulaga money. And the dude he's started a couple of games, I think, but he hasn't played any significant time. Really? Are you going to pay that man that kind of money? Alright. But, I really like the if they can get him to work, the Nick Fairley signing by the Rams, if they can light that fire under his ass and get him to produce, him, Michael Brockers, Aaron Donald, Robert Quinn, Chris Long.
Yeah, I mean, you start getting some production out of the offense,
Now that
that's
you
a
have
team to be reckoned with.
Now that you have a hopefully healthy quarterback, because I mean he did miss a ton of the season last year with that broken collarbone. But as we ourselves know, broken collarbones aren't nothing to fuck with. As Aaron missed like half the season with his. So yeah, if they can, and then if they go out and get Kevin White, because if Kevin White doesn't go to the Raiders, a lot of people are saying the Rams will pick up Kevin White, then they'll have 3 West Virginia wideouts on their team: Stedman Bailey, Tavon Austin, and Kevin White.
I mean, the only other person in this first year that like would stick out to me would be Andre Johnson in the Colts. Interesting to see how he fares there.
Yeah,
He's a veteran.
Most definitely.
Other than that, I mean, I don't know what you think, but all these other ones, nothing strikes me as that big.
Like you said, it's not big, but I like the Brian Orakpo signing by the Titans. Can give them a really good possible pass rush, like I said, if he can stay healthy. And then also, some people may laugh, but I think the Dolphins may have overpaid for Sue a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think he's J.J. Watt type. I don't think he's on that level. He's a very good player, but some people are like, oh yeah, he's like top 3 defensive players in the league. Okay, so
is Sue scoring multiple defensive touchdowns? Can Sue jump out to tight end for you and catch touchdowns?
Well, I mean, not just that, but I mean, is he shutting down the number 1 wide receiver on the other person's team? I mean, I would say Revis. I would say J.J. Watt. Richard Sherman. I would even argue, because a lot of people forget, prior to last year, Sue had like 2 down years. He had 2 years where people were wondering, okay, did he become a bust? His rookie season, it was really good. It was, oh, he's the next great dominant defensive tackle. And then for 2 years, he fell off the face of the earth. Then he goes into a contract year. Lo and behold, when the money's on the line, he's playing. You know what that screams? Albert Hainsworth 2.0. I'm just saying, the guy didn't produce for shit when he didn't have to. Rookie season, needed to make an impression. He made the impression. Then he quit showing out. Then when the money's on the line, he comes back out.
Yep.
I think Gerald McCoy, the guy picked right after him in that draft, same draft, out of Oklahoma, plays for Tampa. I think that guy's a much better defensive tackle. Not necessarily from a talent standpoint, but just from the fact that he's a good teammate. You don't ever hear him getting in trouble. He's never doing anything dirty on the field at least that I've seen. And he is consistently getting better. There's no up and down trends. There's no will he, won't he play well this year. The dude has given it his all every single year. I would pay Gerald McCoy big time bucks before I would have Ndamukong Suh. And of course, the Chiefs might have overpaid just a little bit for Jeremy Maclin. I think he got about what he's worth, but they probably overpaid a little bit. And a lot of people are dogging the Raiders, but, I mean, we'll talk about it at the end of the show, but the Raiders have made some nice pickups. I mean, Rodney Hudson, that's not a sexy name, but he was one of the top 3 or 4 centers in the league last year. So, yeah. But, all right, we'll move on to Tier 2, and I will start that off. All right, with number 26, Orlando Franklin to the Chargers. 27, we have Michael Johnson to the Bengals. And then we have Chris Culliver to the Redskins. Raheem Moore to the Texans. Dan Williams to the Raiders. Jordan Cameron to Miami. Frank Gore to the Colts. Give me a second. B.J. Raji is still an unrestricted free agent at number 33. So yeah, even a guy who didn't even play at all last year is the 33rd best free agent on the list. What did I tell you about the free agency pool this year?
Lacking.
Just saying. Randy Starks signs for the Browns. Trent Cole signs for the Colts. Stefan Wisniewski is an unrestricted free agent. I believe he was an interior lineman, like a guard or a center. Devon House signs with the Jags. Tramon Williams signs with the Browns. Got overpaid horribly. Stephen Paya signs with the Redskins. Henry Melton. Oh, Henry Melton signs with the Bucks. I thought he went to the Cowboys. Who was that they picked up? I know maybe he played for... No, I think Henry Melton played for the Cowboys last year. Anyways, Henry Melton goes to the Bucks. Dwayne Bowe. Now, right here it's saying unrestricted free agent, but I believe I heard something about Dwayne Bowe actually signing with Cleveland. So I think Dwayne Bowe is in Cleveland. Brandon Spikes is an unrestricted free agent. Antonio Cromartie, as mentioned earlier, is with the Jets. Sean Witherspoon with the Cardinals. Cecil Shorts with the Texans. Shane Vereen goes to the Giants. Antrell Roll goes to the Bears. Rolando McClain, at this point in time that this was made, is still an unrestricted free agent. Vince Wilfork to the Texans. And Clint Bowling to the Bengals. Any interesting names there, Joe?
I'm going to start off being a Packer fan. Tramon Williams.
Oh, I love talking
All
about this
he
guy.
wants is the money.
Yeah.
You're going to take the money to go play with the Browns.
But he's playing opposite of Joe Hayden.
The Browns. You can stay in Green Bay, have a very good chance at a Super Bowl.
He already won one, though. I mean, look at Darrelle Revis. Once he won one, he was like, fuck it, I'm going back for the money.
Man, that just doesn't scream competitor to me. Come on,
He's
man.
competing. He's competing who can have the most stacks in his wallet.
Well, he ain't gonna win that competition because he ain't no Richard Sherman. He's no Darrelle Revis, so there ain't no chance for him.
True.
He is Tramon Get Burnt Williams.
Yep.
And we move on from another Packer. I think Devon House was a good signing for the Jags.
If he can stay healthy.
Yeah, maybe they might have paid a little much, but I think he looks like
No, I mean, if he stays healthy, I think the signing price is just right.
he's a good corner. Another good addition to a team.
Let me pull up some stats for Tramon Williams here. I saw it earlier, and I took a picture of it earlier this week. All right, as quoted off of, I can't tell if this is Bleacher Report or NFL.com. I'm going to say Bleacher Report. It reads, the numbers supported the argument that Williams got beat too often last season, something I argued vehemently last time. According to ProFootballFocus.com, he allowed 10 touchdowns in 18 games, including the game winner by Jermaine Kearse in overtime of the NFC Championship game, which he got burnt. It didn't look like he was getting burnt, but for those who actually watched the play, Jermaine Kearse was gaining separation. If that had been a 50-yard bomb, Jermaine Kearse would have been here and Tramon Williams would have been in the house next door. Alright, so opposing quarterbacks had a passer rating of 106.5 when targeting Williams last season. Just to put that in perspective, Brett Favre's best ever quarterback rating was like 104 in 2009 when he played with Minnesota. Best ever.
Yeah.
These guys had a higher quarterback rating than Brett Favre, Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer.
Yeah. What did Romo had the best quarterback rating in the league last year, right? And didn't he have
it was right over Aaron
108?
Rodgers.
Said 108 or something.
Just pull it up on NFL.com. Type in Tony Romo, and it should have his quarterback rating from last year. But yes, I think Tony Romo did have the regular season best quarterback rating. And then just click in game logs or that one might show you. 1 second, folks. It was 113.2.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, the best quarterback rating in the regular season last year was 113. Opposing quarterbacks had an average of 106 against Tramon. And this is the guy the Browns just paid $7 million a year for. 7. See this? Oh, gotta get it in the camera. See this? 7. $7 million a year for a guy that makes opposing quarterbacks look good. This guy makes opposing quarterbacks look better than Brett Favre ever did in a season. Oh man, that is. However, on a more positive note, I like, once again, talking about the Raiders, about the previous 25 and this one, Dan Williams, defensive tackle, formerly of the Cardinals. I think that's a good pickup for them. They're starting to get some fresh, young talent in there. They didn't pay for Lamar Houston, which is starting to look like a good idea because I'm close to ACL. Frank Gore to the Colts. Love that pickup. Andrew Luck finally has a running back.
He's got some good veteran players in there.
Yeah, he does. Now they just need to go out and get a running back, in the 3rd, 4th round this year, maybe. Jordan Cameron to Miami. That can be a good one for them if he stays concussion free.
Okay, back to Tramon Williams really quick. I pulled up the stats. QB's ratings thrown against Tramon Williams last year. There was only 2 quarterbacks in the league with a better passer rating over the season than what quarterbacks were against Tramon Williams.
Okay, folks. So, what he's basically saying is, outside of Tony Romo and Aaron Rodgers, who had a 113 and 112 rating, every quarterback besides Tony Romo that played against Tramon Williams, because obviously Aaron couldn't play against him, every quarterback besides Tony Romo, it was a season-boosting game for them. It was a statistical boost. Because number 3 has been Roethlisberger with a 103.3 rating, which I don't even think we played the Steelers last year, did we?
No.
Yeah, no. So whoever played us got a boost as long as they threw against Tramon Williams. That is garbage. It's like, he is garbage. Dude needs to convert to safety. Dwayne Bowe, if he signed with the Browns, I'm kind of mixed on that because yes, they are so depleted at talent at wide receiver, but Dwayne Bowe is not really a talent. He is Mr. Drops a lot. You thought James Jones was bad? This dude, he only produces in garbage time. So
I would definitely like to see, because I don't, like we've discussed before, I don't think anybody's going to pay much money to BJ Raji. So I'd love to see him remain in Green Bay on a 1-year contract. It's very incentive-based. A chance to prove himself.
They're talking about giving him just like $2 million. They gave him $4 million last year. They're like, okay, you got injured again. $2 million.
You got to prove yourself. Nice. I mean, I think it's going to be good for Andrew Luck. You got 2 solid veterans there.
No doubt. Oh, and they also got Trent Cole.
Yeah.
To help on the defensive side of the ball. I think he can still contribute quite nicely on the defensive side.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't expect Frank Gore or Andre Johnson to produce outstanding numbers. But that veteran leadership there.
I wouldn't even say that, Joe, because think about it. They got Dante Moncrief, who showed some promise as a 3rd or 4th option. T.Y. Hilton. He's obviously the team's number 1. Mm-hmm. So Andre Johnson isn't even going to be the guy that's getting covered the most. This offense features downfield vertical passing, which is what he excels at, even if he doesn't have the long speed he used to. Frank Gore, I think he's going to benefit from having Andrew Luck there. He's never had an Andrew Luck to take pressure off of him. So not only that, but if they go out and they get a fresh running back to pair with him, I think Gore can come in and just have like a fantastic little spat there in the Colts. But time's up. We got to move on to part 3.